Hello there, I'm Anna Amelia from North East Animal Rights. I'd like to share with you a very short speech which I made at the COP30 Newcastle event on Saturday. We called it the elephant in the room because animal rights and veganism, and animal agriculture, commercial fishing, and all those sorts of things which directly impact the environment tend not to get discussed at COP30 or COP events anyway. So most of you will know we're a vegan group who educate and campaign for the rights of all animals, including humans. Our strapline is for the animals, for the planet, for us all. Where we find justice for animals, we find justice for other oppressed groups as well. We know that there are direct links between animal agriculture and commercial fishing and damage to the environment. Intensive animal agriculture generally is a large contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. Deforestation for the growth of crops like soya, which is predominantly grown for land animals and for fish food, with only around 6% for humans. That contributes to biodiversity loss and an increase of carbon dioxide due to the loss of trees who act as the lungs of the earth. Damage to our oceans through commercial fishing and bottom trawling means that the ocean's plant life cannot absorb CO2 as well. So here's some stats for you. 75% of land available for agriculture is used for animals, so only 25% for crops for humans. Yet animal products produce only 18% of calories that humans need and 37% of protein. We currently grow crops to feed animals to feed to humans, rather than focus on growing crops to feed directly to humans. And UK animal farmers receive millions and millions in subsidies from taxpayers. 95% of animals who are farmed in the UK are intensively farmed. So those ones you see in the fields are the lucky ones, the lucky ones who are the part of 5%. The latest innovation in farming animals is zero grazing, where animals will spend their entire miserable lives indoors. But please don't buy into the free-range, organic or locally produced myth. They are myths. These animals are nothing like the predecessors. They've been genetically modified to make as much money as possible from their bodies and from the secretions. And all of these animals, regardless of whether they're free-range or organic, they all end up in exactly the same kill floor as their intensively farmed cousins. Poor countries tend to pay the price for human greed and the reliance on animal products, with people and animals displaced and people and animals killed as well, while biodiversity-rich areas of tropical rainforest are razed to the ground for animal agriculture. In the past decade, the world has lost a space twice the size of Spain in rainforest areas. The United Nations Environmental Programme says that impacts from agriculture are expected to increase due to the population growth. And the only way that we can have a substantial reduction of impacts is for a substantial move away worldwide from animal products. We use a really good tool when we go into schools to talk to children about their carbon footprint. And we use a couple of good examples because they're quite dramatic and they show you how easy it is to make a difference. So using this carbon footprint calculator, which is from the BBC, we use avocados versus eggs. So avocados typically come from Chile or Peru or Spain. Eggs typically come from the UK. So an avocado, if we have an avocado or egg twice a week, avocados produce 15 kilograms of greenhouse gases, so carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide, as opposed to 43 kilograms for eggs. It's equivalent of driving a car 39 miles versus 111 miles for eggs, or hitting a house for 2 days versus 6 days for eggs. It takes 3,519 litres of water to produce the avocados against 5,381 litres of water for eggs. And milk is another really, really good one as well, because milk, dairy milk, cow's milk, and oat milk, which is the one which we recommend because it has it's the most beneficial to the environment in terms of it has the least impact on the environment. So if you're having milk once a day, whether it's in your porridge or in a cup of tea, that's the equivalent of 229 kilograms of greenhouse gases versus 65 kilograms for oat milk. It's equivalent of driving a car 585 miles versus 168 for oat milk, and the equivalent of hitting a house 36 days as opposed to 10 days. And cow's milk takes 45,733 litres of water opposed to 3,512. So there's masses and masses of difference. But they're just two examples. I mean, you can go into this carbon footprint calculator, and there's many other ones as well who do a similar sort of job. And you can look at the difference you can make very, very quickly. But it isn't all gloomy. You can make a change as an individual immediately. You can make a decision to lessen your car use, to stop taking flights, to stop supporting fossil fuel industries. But you can also make a decision to stop using animals in your everyday life. The average person can save between 200 animals to 300 animals from being bred, raised in misery and slaughtered. So when you think that you can't make a difference as an individual, look around at everyone around you. If all of these individuals around you, they all make a change, we can all make a massive, massive difference. And the animals need us to consider them, to respect them, and to stop using them. We truly can have a world which is for the planet, for all of us, and for the animals especially. So I hope that short talk was interesting, and that was what I delivered at the COP30 in Newcastle. So I'm going to sign off now and say thank you very much for listening to that. This is Anna Malia from North East Animal Rights.